And a very good morning to you all out there on baseball, softball.tv, Playo.tv, or wherever you might be tuning in from. My name is Kai Dombach, and I am joined by the one, the only Chi. And we are
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning. We can't say that enough. As we got our first classification game for the 2019 European Baseball Championships here in Bonn, Germany. We got Team Austria going up against Team Great Britain. Both these teams played hard, played well, but just missed out on the quarterfinals. So neither one of these teams going to go to the Tokyo Olympics next year, but we still have to figure out exactly where they are in the standings in this tournament. As we see a few of the fans coming in, some of the fans.
Those are fans from Austria, from the Schremser Bears and the Wiener Neustadt Diving Ducks.
As you can tell, Chi is the Austrian baseball expert among the two of us. He's been watching this Austrian team throughout these past few days. So Chi, what have you been seeing about this Austrian team? What are your thoughts? Best, worst?
Team Austria definitely has one of the youngest teams here in the tournament. 7 guys on the roster are actually on the under-23 national team as well. 2 of them are still on the under-18 national team, and we'll see one of them starting the game for Team Austria actually.
So Team Great Britain finished 5th in Group A. Team Austria finished in 5th in Group B. Great Britain just missing out, especially after the Czech Republic defeated Germany last night. That was the deciding game. If Germany had defeated the Czech Republic, then Great Britain would have made it in. But instead, Great Britain has to play in the classification games from here on out. So tough luck for them, and especially against Germany, going down 1-0. That was just a very, very difficult way for them to go down thanks to a Marco Cardoso home run. That proved to be the difference between Germany and Great Britain. Whereas for Team Austria, they finished 1-4 in pool play.
And the one win against Croatia was the first win in Austrian history on the A level. Austria has been in this tournament in 2007, but that was because one team dropped out and they were ranked next, so they got to play there but did not win a game. They had a win in the record books because of a not a forfeit but a suspended game, and therefore they have a win in theory, but against Croatia they had the first active win, and that was in Mercy Rule, beating Croatia 12-1.
Thank goodness for that Mercy Rule here in Europe.
Yeah.
Don't get that in the U.S., don't get that in Japan or in South Korea.
Yeah, and you asked me, Kai, what are the good and the bad things about Austria. So they're a young team and they already are writing history, but they're not afraid. They're a good group. They stick together, and I talked a lot to the guys before the tournament started. Like, we can only win here. We can only win because we have nothing to lose. And that's how they take it. They want to play the game, not the opponent. That's their big message. They don't care who is the opponent, what big names are showing up, or who's pitching against them. It don't matter. They want to play the game and as best as they can, and that's what they have done all week.
So now the two teams starting to come out onto the field for pregame introductions. The Great Britain coaches coming out, and soon the players as well. Great Britain going to be the away team. They are lining up along the first base line. Team Austria going to be the home team. They will be lining up on the third base line. To the fans who have made it out here, this is still a very, all this early morning baseball, it takes a little while getting used to, I have to admit. I'm used to, at least as an American, just going to games at 7 in the evening on weekdays. Little different starting games 8 hours earlier.
Right, but within a week they have to get over 40 games in, so you have to start early.
Yes, that's absolutely right. You can't just bring everybody in at 7, otherwise we'd be here till 4 or 5 in the morning every single night. And I don't know about you, but I don't think too many people function very well at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
Perhaps 1 or 2 people, including myself, but, well, that's when nerds function. And I mean, I am a nerd. I mean, if you look at my backpack, I mean, I know you can't see it on the cameras right now as more of the British players coming out. I have keychains from all over Japan, including a virtual YouTuber. Yes, that is a real thing. That is an absolute real thing in Japan. You have no idea what goes on in that country, and I mean that in all the best possible ways. Nothing against Japan. I mean, why don't you think I keep going back year after year after year? I mean, I actually watched quite a lot of baseball in Japan. I actually just, going on and on about myself, apologize, but I'll stop after this last point that I'm about to make. I have been in as many active ballparks in the U.S. as I have in Japan.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not that I ran around the United States a whole lot going to all these different ballparks, because I grew up right outside Oriole Park at Camden Yards. I was totally spoiled from day one. I mean, I was born in between the time that Memorial Stadium closed and Oriole Park opened. So I would just go to the yard all the time. But now that I'm over here in Germany, get some time to run over to Japan, see quite a lot of baseball over there as well.
And how fitting, Kai, that the head coach of Team Austria is actually from Japan. Hiro Sakanashi is from Fukuoka. Not only is he the Austrian national team head coach, he also coaches the Vienna Wanderers. They are still in the playoff race back in the Austrian league. And who's ever watching from Austria, you might be missing the pitching coach, Adam Kunz. He is going home for personal reasons. He's going back to Austria already. So one of the other assistant coaches will take over the bullpen.
Just one thing about Fukuoka, that is the home of the SoftBank Hawks, and that team won the Japan series last year. As the Austrian substitutes come out to join the team, and everybody will be taking off their hats in just a couple moments for the national anthems for Great Britain and Austria.
Long live our Queen, God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the Queen.
Thank you. And now the national anthem of the home.
And so after the national anthems of Great Britain and Austria. Both teams shake hands one last time before running back to the dugouts for this first classification game in the 2019 European Baseball Championships. Austria coming out in white shirts, white pants, and red hats. Great Britain in gray shirts, gray pants, and blue caps. As the managers come and chat with the umpires, let's take a look at the starting lineups.
British national anthem. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, some of the players were actually singing it, and now here we go. We got the starting lineups for Great Britain. The batting order starting with Will Savage, and then we got Jordan Serena, Ben Andrews, Richard Brereton, Alex Crosby, Gary Davison, Nate Thomas, and Brett Rosen, and last but not least, Richard Klein. And Ray Martinez will be the pitcher. We'll see him when we go to the bottom of the first inning. And now the Austrian defense taking the field. Let's see who we have on each base. And in the field, we got Hackel at the plate, Frick at first, Scheiche at second, Hackel at short, Zimmerle at third, Schermer in left, Talir in center, and Obed in right. And Tobias Kiefer is on the mound to get this game underway.
I'll quickly give you the officials of today's game. From Germany, Thorsten Roloff will be behind the plate. First base umpire from the Netherlands, Winfried Berwens. And third base umpire from Sweden, Tony Jones.
Taking a good look at the German umpire, who will be calling all the balls and strikes. As Kiefer takes his last few warm-up pitches. Savage just watching carefully. And you have to look out for Will Savage. He is second on the team, at least for players who have appeared in every single game, hitting .316 with 6 hits in 19 at-bats. He's also hit a home run and a double, slugging .526.
And he's 24 years of age. He played in the minor leagues for 4 years for the Detroit Tigers. At the moment he plays on the Gary South Shore Railcats.
So, Team Great Britain.
Kiefer has appeared in 1 game and did not allow a single run to cross the plate in 3 innings. Just 1 hit and 1 base on ball surrender, but he has struck out 4. So opponents having a tough time hitting him. And Kiefer's first pitch goes inside on Savage, and we are underway here in Bonn.
Tobias Kiefer, one of the youngest players on the Austrian team. He will turn 18 on Christmas Day this year.
1-0 pitch to Savage is right down Main Street for strike 1. As Savage taking his time, getting back into the box. Here comes the 1-1. Finds the outside corner, another fastball for strike 2. Looking cool on the mound with that long hair. 1-2 pitch. Misses the zone outside. From one guy with long hair, that's me, to the other, looks good. I wonder what shampoo he uses.
We can ask him after the game.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch, and that's grounded foul into the Austrian dugout. Nobody ducked, though. Everybody playing it cool.
Tobias Kiefer, also player on the under-18 national team. He won the MVP award in this year's tournament in Poland, where Austria went through the qualifying tournament undefeated.
2-2 pitch is grounded over to shortstop. Throw over to first is in time.
Nice play by Moritz Hackel.
So the Austrian shortstop gets the British shortstop out. One man up, one man down as we take another look. Just very routine. Savage getting over top of that one, but Hackel with the nice throw over to first. So now that will bring up Jordan Serena, the right fielder for the Brits. He takes a curveball inside for strike one. Serena hitting .474, slugging .737, getting on base more than 50% of the time.
The 27-year-old is born in the US and played 3 years in the minors for the Angels.
That's taken deep to center field. Talir is there, and that's just a very quick 2 outs for Team Great Britain. One more look at that. Low fastball. Serena got underneath of it. He did hit a home run, but the angle was all wrong as that fell gracefully into Talir's glove. So now Ben Andrews, the third batter coming up for Team Great Britain. Keeper finding the zone low this time for strike one. Andrews coming into this game hitting .286 in this tournament. And he takes pitch 2 for strike 2. Quickly behind 0-2 in the count.
Andrews plays in the Deutsche Bundesliga for the Solingen Alligators. He's 24 years old.
Solingen, the other city hosting games in this European baseball tournament. The Bonn Capitals who play here know the Alligators very well, as Andrews fouls the 1-2 into the Austrian dugout. Great Britain's coach just tossing that aside. Count still at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Andrews. One-two pitch incoming and swing and a miss. Andrews swung right through the outside pitch. So Team Great Britain goes down 1-2-3 to get this game started. One more look at that, and Andrews just could not catch up to it. Nice swing, but not so nice if you can't get any contact on that. So no score as we go to the bottom of the first inning. And we're going to take a look at the batting order for Team Austria. So we got Moritz Scheicher, Joachim Frick, Ferdinand Obed, and Benjamin Salzmann, who will be batting cleanup. Samuel Hackel, Felix Zimmler, Tobias Sharma, Moritz Hackel, and Dominic Talir. That's the batting order for Team Austria. Tobias Kiefer will have a rest before coming back out to the mound in the second inning. Take a look at the conversation going on the Austrian bench. And take a look at Ray Martinez, the right-hander, the starting pitcher for Team Great Britain. That uniform as gray as the clouds above us. Now let's take a look at the starting defense for Team GB. Got Rosen catching Martinez's pitches. Crosby at first, Klein at second, Savage at short, and Andrews at third. And in the outfield we got Brereton in left, Tomas in center, and Serena in right.
Starting pitcher Martinez is 17 years of age and he plays for the IT Sure Falcons in Ulm.
Team Austria geht in die Offense und los geht's mit der Nummer 24, dem Second Baseman Moritz Scheicher.
We have not seen Martinez in this tournament. So this is the first time that anybody's going to see him here in Bonn or in Solingen. And the first pitch to Scheicher misses the zone, so the count now 1-0. That 1-0 pitch finds the bottom of the zone for strike one.
Moritz Scheicher, a player on the Wiener Neustadt Diving Ducks in the Austrian League.
Austria hitting .242 in the tournament, and that's turned on and hammered very deep to right center, and that's gone.
Home run, Moritz Scheicher. He hit one yesterday against Team Spain. It was the only run they recorded. And he stopped at second because he didn't watch the ball and he thought it's a double. So he stopped at second. The umpire said, go on. And he hit a home run, and now he does that again.
Want to make super certain before taking off on another base. But Scheicher, you are safe, and gets the helmet doink. Little celebration, and he's happy. Austria's happy. And the leadoff home run, and that was just a great swing from Scheicher. Both the center fielder and right fielder, Serena and Thomas, just going, nope, we're not getting that one. Forget about it.
Scheicher is having a great tournament so far.
Yeah, Scheicher, he's actually coming into this game was slugging more than 1.222, and now that slugging percentage is going to go even higher after that home run. So now up to the plate is Joachim Frick, and the 1-1 pitch goes into his own side of the batter's box, but behind him for ball two.
Joachim Frick, a player on the Dornbirn Indians. They're still in the playoff race in the Austrian series.
Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes after that swing and a miss. If you're just joining us, Austria up 1-0 after the Scheicher leadoff home run. And Frick just waiting for his pitch. Takes the 2-2 low. Count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Frick is 35 years of age, one of the veterans on the Austrian team.
And the 3-2 misses on the other side of his body. So Frick gets on with a base on balls. Austria doing well to get their offense going. Martinez having some trouble finding the zone, threw behind Frick twice in that base on balls. So now Obed up to the dish and takes ball 1. Obed hitting .231 in 4 games. 3 hits in 13 at-bats. As Frick is there at first.
Obed is 25 years of age and also plays on the Wiener Neustadt Diving Ducks. One of the best hitters on his team. Next to Moritz Scheicher.
Frick thinking about an extra couple of steps, but he has to go back.
Yeah, and Frick is a threat running the bases. He's quick. Although he's one of the oldest players on the Austrian team, he's quick. He can steal second in a heartbeat.
Rosen had to come out to chat with Martinez. Martinez throwing 4 straight balls, and 1 more ball will put 2 men on for Benjamin Salzmann. 3-0 pitch, and that misses outside. So that's the 5th straight ball from Ray Martinez, and that is the 2nd straight walk for Austria. Austria now has runners on 1st and 2nd. And Benjamin Salzmann, the DH for the game, comes up, hitting .267. Has driven in 2 RBIs. Also walked 3 times, struck out 5 times.
Salzmann, one of the players on the Vienna Metro Stars. They are also still in the playoff hunt in the Austrian League.
0-1 the count on the DH. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Austria looking to put some more runs on the board. The 0-1 pitch is grounded fair down the left field line. Third base coach waving everybody around. Here comes the runner from 2nd home, and Austria doubles their lead 2-0. And Salzmann is safe at 2nd with the double.
Joachim Frick scores the 2nd run for Team Austria.
So Obed moves over to 3rd on the Salzmann double. One more look at that hanging curveball. That was grounded just perfectly, just staying fair, just long enough as that ball went all the way to the corner, and Brereton had to go very far to get that ball. So runners on 2nd and 3rd, and still nobody out for Samuel Hackl. Hackl takes a called strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. Team Austria telling their man at the plate to get some more runs.
Hackl hit a 3-run home run against Team Croatia.
And the 0-1 is taken to center, and that's going to fall for a base hit. So here comes Obed all the way home. And Salzmann moves over to 3rd, and an RBI single for Samuel Hackl. And Austria takes a 3-0 lead. And one more look at that single that just fell right in front of Nate Thomas. Real frustrating start for Ray Martinez. And here comes Rosen again.
And still nobody out.
Yeah, still nobody out. And here comes the coach. He's not reaching for the ball. But this is just a really, really rough start for the Brits. I don't see anybody warming up in the pen. But giving up 3 runs before even recording your first out is just an absolute disaster of a start. Ray Martinez not going to get too many more chances. These Austrian batters have just been all over him. 3 hits already. As the 6th man comes up to the plate, Felix Zimmerle, the 3rd baseman. And Martinez misses inside.
Similar player on the Vienna Wanderers, back in Austria. Also, the Wanderers are still in the playoffs.
1-0 pitch. And it misses the zone again. Count now 2 balls and no strikes on Zimmerle. Coming in hitting .231.
Samuel Hackl over at first, asking for time to tie his shoelaces.
Zimmerle has 3 hits in the tournament. One of them was a double. 2-0 pitch incoming, and that is low, misses the zone. 3-0 the count now. And real frustration starting to show on Martinez's face. Just a very, very tough start for the British pitcher. 3-0 pitch. And that finally finds the zone. Count now 3-1 on Ziemler. Ziemler just one pitch away from his second walk of the tournament. And that's taken the opposite way. Is that going to fall? It will fall right into the right fielder's glove, whose throw right back to home plate.
And Salzman is held up at third.
Yeah, that kept Salzman at third. That was a great throw from Serena. Salzman thought about it and then just saw how fast that ball was coming in from right field. One more look at Serena's throw. And that forced Salzman to dive back into third base. So finally one out for Team Austria. So now Tobias Sharma comes up to the plate, another right-handed batter. One hit and 9 at-bats.
Sharma, a player on the Vienna Metro Stars.
Runners on the corners, and the 1-0 pitch misses low and away. 2-0 the count now on the Austrian left fielder. Two-0 pitch incoming, and that's popped up to the right side. Is that going to stay in the field? No, it will not.
No, out of play.
The British bench saying, try for it, try for it. It bounced right back into the field.
Back into the field, yeah.
Well, in the very, very old rules of baseball, that would have been considered an out. You could catch it on one bounce, and that would be ruled an out, but we don't play by those rules anymore. Times have changed.
Must be a few months ago.
More like a century ago, as the swing and a miss on the 2-1, Sharma down to his final strike in the at-bat. Count now 2-2 on Sharma as he gets back into the box. Martinez is set. Throw over to first. And Hackl is back in time. Getting some dirt on that jersey. Austria scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the first, looking for some more. Here comes the 2-2 swing and a miss. Sharma takes his seat. One more look at that pitch from Martinez. The sidearm delivery, that just fell right inside, right at the knees. Great movement on that pitch. Just had Sharma completely fooled. So it's now 2 outs in the bottom of the first. The 8th man up to the plate for Austria, Moritz Hackl.
Moritz Hackl, the older brother of the Hackl combo here in the Austrian lineup, also plays on the Vienna Metro Stars.
Hackl watched strike 1 fly by. Actually make that ball 1. Could have sworn that was a strike. 1-0 pitch. This is low and away. Count now 2 balls and no strikes. Still runners on the corners for Team Austria. First 5 batters for Austria made it on base, but the last 2 have not. 2-0 pitch outside. 3-0 the count now. Austrian dugout calling for 2 runs. Let's see if Hackl hears the call and see if he can deliver. 3-0 pitch, and that's taken outside. Actually, that first pitch, yeah, that was a strike 1.
Yeah, he will not take a swing at the next one. Oh no, we have 3-1, right?
Yeah, well, it's 3-1 now.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's correct now. So
3-1 pitch
Hitters
and
count.
swings through it. That.
yeah,
So now Huckle down to his final strike. One last chance in the bottom of the first. So Samuel Huckle will be running on this pitch. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's grounded foul towards his own dugout.
he hit it off his foot, so it's an immediate foul ball. Yeah, he's in pain.
Yeah, he's going to see if he can tough it out, walk it out. See if he can continue. He should be able to.
If he can get on base, the next man up, Dominic Talia, hit a grand slam against Croatia. So that would be a great inning then for Austria, but let's take it step by step.
Already
Pick
a
off.
wonderful
Nobody there.
inning
Nobody
for
there.
Austria.
Miscommunication.
And that brings home Benjamin Salzman. A terrible miscommunication. Ray Martinez thought he was going to be smart and just do a quick throw over to first. But Alex Crosby was not there. No one was there, and that went all the way to the fence. Crosby was just hanging around first base, but was not standing on first base. And even that throw from Martinez was offline. Even if Crosby was standing at first, and Huckle takes a called ball for the third walk surrendered by Martinez in the bottom of the first. One more look at that inside pitch. That's a very clear ball. So Austria leading 4-0. Runners on first and second.
Still no action in the British bullpen.
So this is the 9th batter for Austria, Dominic Talia. You mentioned that grand slam that he had against Croatia. He can't get it here.
No, but I will take a single. Now, two guys go out to the bullpen for Team GP.
And Talia, just a real rough, ugly swing on that inside pitch.
Like handcuffed.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, Dominic Talia also a player on the Vienna Wanderers.
Real tough to swing at those pitches that move inside, and I think Martinez knows that he needs to do that. He does that again. Slightly off speed on the inside pitch. Count 2-1. Talia hitting .357. Has appeared in all 5 games for Austria. And the 2-1 goes inside again. 3-1 the count now. And Rosen coming out to talk with Martinez again. Quick pat on the shoulder.
This gives us time to give a quick shout out to everybody watching in Vienna from the United Nations. Michel Derouin. Michel, good that you watch us. I hope you're not too busy at the office. And everybody from the American International School in Vienna, Nick DeForest and JT Hilliard. What's going on, guys?
3-1 pitch on the way inside. And he did not swing at that, pulled the bat back in time. And that is walk number 4. And Austria has batted around. And we go back to the top of the order, still with 2 men gone in the bottom of the first inning.
Bases are loaded.
Scheiche had that home run to get the bottom of the first underway. How amazing would that be to have 2 home runs in the same inning, and this would be a grand slam, and he gets underneath of that. That's not going to be a grand slam. Instead, it falls right into Thomas's glove out in center, but the damage is done, and very, very thoroughly. Austria putting 4 on the board, batting all around, and we go to the second. Austria 4, Great Britain nothing.
abgelenkt und genervt, von trockenen, juckenden Augen? Nicht mit Purposat, den innovativen Kapseln zur oralen Einnahme. Sei voll da, wenn's drauf ankommt. Erhältlich in Apotheken und unter shop.sanoctua.com.
So, Team Great Britain only sent up 3 batters in the top of the first. Meanwhile, Austria sent 10 to the plate, and Austria taking a 4-0 lead going into the second inning. And we got the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up for Team GB, Brereton, Crosby, and Davison. And the 1-0 pitch finds the zone this time. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Brereton, the left fielder for Team GB today.
Richard Brereton is 21 years old, and he comes out of the Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia.
Brereton coming into today hitting .211. 2-1 pitch, and that's grounded, and that's going to stay in the infield. Second baseman throws over to first, and Frick handles the throw from second, and that is the 4th straight retired batter for Tobias Sharma.
And now batting for Team Great Britain. The first
Take another
baseman,
look at
number
that.
12,
Ground ball just beyond Sharma's glove. But Shaika was there, and the throw over to first in plenty of time. So now that brings up Alex Crosby. Crosby with a 182 average. 4 hits in 22 at-bats.
Alex Crosby is 26 years old, played 5 years of independent ball in North America, and with Will Savage he plays now for the Gary South Shore Railcats.
One ball and 1 strike on Crosby. And here comes Crosby, lays down the bunt, and that's going to just roll foul. Kifa was right there just to make certain that that went foul. That almost stayed fair, actually.
It was a good bunt.
Very good
right
bunt.
down the line. That's how it's supposed to be. That would have been trouble.
That would have absolutely been trouble. Crosby has a great set of legs on him. If that had stayed fair, he would have likely been safe at first. Crosby knows it. 1-2 pitch. And Crosby gets into that one, taken very deep to right field. Right fielder looking
This
up,
is
and that
outta
is
here.
goodbye.
That's out of here. Home run, Alex Crosby.
See you later. Alex Crosby puts the Brits on the board after that very rough first inning. Crosby puts Great Britain on the board, and the lead is cut from 4 to 3. So Crosby pretty happy that that bunt did not work out in the end, as Obed, all he could do was just look and watch as it flew away. One more look, he just turned on that one. That looked like Prince Fielder hitting that one.
I don't know. That was a nice hack.
It's just a nice home run swing. So now Gary Davison steps up to the dish. 0-1 pitch into the dirt. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. still got plenty of clouds overhead. Hopefully we won't see any more rain. We had a little bit of rain this morning. The grounds crew had their work cut out for them to make certain that this game started on time. Count now 1 and 2.
Gary Davison is 31 years old and plays for the Hertz Falcons.
Has only had one at bat. Now he has a single, and it could turn into a double. Davison running around first. The throw into second is in time. Davison tried to slide around that tag, but he will be credited with the single, but out at second. So now Great Britain down to their final out as Davison got a little too greedy on that hit.
The ball went by Felix Zimmler at third, but nice throw by the left fielder Tobias Sharma to get the out at second.
Yeah, Zimmler tried to backhand that, but that went a little too fast for him. But Sharma's throw got in with plenty of time, and Nate Thomas initially showed bunt, but then pulled back as that first pitch went for ball 1.
Nate Thomas is 31 years old. He plays in the Deutsche Bundesliga for the München H Disciples.
1-0 pitch and lined right back at Kiefer, heads up, but he gets the glove up and brings it down for out number 3. But Great Britain gets on the board thanks to the Alex Crosby home run. Austria still leads 4-1.
And also a good friend of mine from Slovakia, Matusz Kušma, living in Vienna, also watching the game over there. Servus Matusz. Enjoy the game, guys. This is going to be great.
Already has been great. We've got 5 runs through 1.5 innings of play, 4 of them coming off Austrian bats. And Joachim Frick coming up for the second time in the game. Reached on a walk and then came around to score. He was the second run of the 4-run Austria first inning. Martinez had some trouble with the top of the order. That's an understatement as the 0-2 is grounded over to first. And Alex Crosby steps on the bag to get the first out. Looking a little bit better in this bottom of the second. Crosby just jogging over to first. No need to throw it back to Martinez. Crosby can take care of business himself. So now that brings up Ferdinand Obed, who also walked in the previous inning. And Martinez misses outside. 1-0 the count on the Austrian right fielder. 1-0 missing low. 2-0 now. With that sidearm delivery just falling off the plate. 2-0 pitch misses outside. Now 3-0, 3 straight balls.
I was going to say, Kai, that it seemed like Ray Martinez has found his rhythm after walking 4 guys in the first inning, but now he's 3-0 behind.
And that's a 4-pitch walk. Obed on base with a walk again.
Ball number 4. Base on balls. Ferdinand
So
Obed.
still a bit of trouble for Ray Martinez.
Und nun macht sich bereit am Schlag.
Having some
Der
trouble
Base,
finding the
number
zone.
32, Benjamin
It's Martinez.
Salzmann.
Bit frustrated.
And as there is action in the British bullpen, I don't think he's able to allow another base runner.
Well, that first pitch finds the outside part of the zone, and Salzmann is behind 0-1. Salzmann had the RBI double last time up. 0-1 pitch, and Obed runs to second, and he will get a stolen base. Didn't even have to slide as there was no throw. So good base running from Austria. Rosen just not taking any chances.
Yeah, Ferdinand Obed steals a lot of bases also in the Austrian league. He's quick.
And Martinez just finding his footing, finding his spot, finding his place in the world. Checking back at second, and now he delivers the 1-1. Grounded, and that's going to stay in the infield, and that's actually, yeah, that was handled by an infielder. I think it was Martinez. So that is not a foul ball, and Salzmann is over at first, and Obed with the heads-up base running to go over to third.
Yeah, you'll see here, Martinez actually kicked it away from his glove.
Yeah, that was Martinez
Auf den ersten Base. One down.
just not having a good day. Mama said that there will be days like this. Unfortunately for Martinez, it's for the world to see. And Rosen comes out to check on his pitcher. And he runs back. Another look at Obed stealing second. Just watch that pitch the entire way. And Rosen coming back out again.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be it.
I guess so.
Coach coming out and gets the ball, and that's going to do it. He's reaching for it, actually. Yep. And that will do it for Ray Martinez, who only lasts 1 1/3 inning, but has given up 4 runs. And we're going to have a new pitcher for Great Britain when we come back.
So, Ray Martinez, der Pitcher vom Mount gegangen, und dafür ist neu gekommen, wenn wir das von hier oben nicht sehen, Number 26, Ethan Solomon.
Pitching change for Team Great Britain. Now on the mound, number 26, Ethan Solomon. Ethan Solomon, a player on the London Mets. The veteran is 39 years old, and as a matter of fact, one of the Vienna Wanderers' former teammates, Julian Sommers, played a season for the London Mets in 2016. So in case you're watching, Julian, servus from Bonn. And since there are only 2 games played in the tournament today, the one here between Austria and Team Great Britain, and followed up by Team Croatia against Team Sweden, a lot of players and umpires are sitting in their hotel room right now, so a shout out to everyone is watching us. Also to you, Ossi Charf, the only Austrian umpire in the tournament.
So Solomon done with his warm-up. Take a look at the line for Ray Martinez, only getting 4 outs on the board, giving up 4 hits, 5 walks as well, only struck out 1 man, at least 4 earned runs, could be more. And that's Samuel Hackl at the plate for the second time. Had an RBI single last time up. Hackl now hitting .375 in the tournament. 1-0 pitch. High and tight for ball 2. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the second inning, and Austria has a 4-1 lead with runners on the corners. Austria looking to do some more damage to the scoreboard. 2-0 pitch misses away. Count 3-0 on Hackl. Starting pitcher for Great Britain, Ray Martinez, only lasting 1 1/3 innings. And we still got some more action in the Great Britain bullpen. Can't see who is exactly. 3-0 pitch. Just catches the black on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. In case you're wondering if you can hear the Austrian dugout right in front of us. Some good stuff in English, other stuff in German.
Yeah, we're right above them.
And Hackl takes ball 4, so the bases are loaded. Obed at third, Salzman at second, and Hackl at first. And that is the 6th walk that these GB pitchers have given up. Still not through the second inning. Got to play at every base with the bases juiced for Felix Zimmerle. If he can get this ball out of the infield, it should bring in at least 1 more run. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken out of the infield, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Here comes 1 run, and everybody's going to stay at their base.
Yeah.
But Obed comes home, and Salzman over at third, Hackl at second, Zimmerle with the RBI single, and Austria leads 5-1.
Ben Salzman was held up by the head coach Hiroyuki Sakanashi at third base since the line drive was in shallow left field. And Richard Burton got a handle of that pretty quickly.
So the bases are still loaded, and here comes Tobias Sharma, who is now behind in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Sharma struck out swinging in the previous inning. And swings, but yep, he did not pull back in time, so the count now no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, he tried to check his swing, but he went too far.
Shermer hitting 111. Here comes the 0-2, and that is called a ball. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the man in white. Shermer gets back into the box. Bases loaded. Could really give Austria control of the game, but he goes down swinging once again. The only strikeout victim for Team Austria.
And 1 time by both pitchers so far.
That's exactly right. That brings up Moritz Hackl as we take another look at Shermer swinging right through strike 3. And Hackl lets ball 1 fly by, count 1-0. You see us up there in the green tent in the top right corner of your screen. Hello, everyone.
Servus.
1-0 pitch. And Hako swings right over it.
He missed that by a mile.
Yes, he did. In both height and timing. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. On Austria's number 5. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Hako walked his last time up. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got the triple twos, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Austria in the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch, and Hako hacks at the 2-2, and that squirts behind. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Few more fans coming in for this early game. Austria with a 4-run lead. Don't want to leave the bases loaded though. And another swing and another foul ball.
Bitte bringen Sie die Foulballs zu uns.
Count still at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Feld 1 und Feld 2.
Public address announcer saying you cannot keep the foul balls. Please bring them back. We will need them.
Moritz Hackel, the older brother of the Hackel combo, as I mentioned, he's 27 years old.
2-2 pitch, and Hako swings through it, and the Austrians leave the bases loaded. Can't bring anybody else home, but Austria does get another run on the board. We go to the 3rd inning, Austria leading 5-1.
Achtung, Achtung.
Alright, barrel one up here. There you go. Go, Rosie. Yeah.
Und das war ein Base für Brett Rosen, für den Catcher aus Team Britain. Der ist jetzt auf dem ersten Base. And now batting the second baseman, number 13, Richard Klein.
Rock it open.
Und das war Strike 3 zum ersten Aus in diesem Inning. Und weiter geht's mit dem Leader, Number 18, dem Shortstop, Will Savage.
Go, Will. Rock it open here. Come, Will. There you go. There you go. All right, let's keep it going. Good job.
Base hit für Will Savage. Runner on first and second base, one down. And now getting ready for his at-bat, the right fielder, number 8, Jordan Serena.
Good, Jordy. Good, Jordy.
to make a nice grab on the outside heat. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Jordan Serena. Hitting .438. 9 hits in 20 at-bats. 3-2 pitch, and that's grounded foul as both runners were going on that pitch. Third base coach for Great Britain showing the signs.
Let's see if they go again.
Will Savage needed a little bit of extra time to touch first base, and now he's back off on the base path between first and second. Throw over to second, and Rosen is back in time. Keepa still strong out there on the mound.
Yeah, and he looks confident. He's only 17 years old. He got
3-2
him.
pitch.
He got him.
And
Yeah.
yes, he did. Had to
Yes.
check at the first base umpire, but Serena could not bring the bat back in time.
Yeah, home plate umpire Thorsten Roloff was asking for help by the Dutch umpire Winfried Bergwens, and he said, yes, he went.
Yeah, Hako just right away saying he swung, and the first base umpire saying yes, he did. So Great Britain with 1 out to work with. Runners on first and second for Ben Andrews. Struck out swinging to end the first inning. Definitely does not want to be the third out, especially with 2 men on.
Funny to hear out of the Austrian dugout in front of us that they are actually translating some German terms into Deutsch, like to get out of the jam, raus aus der Marmelade. And they're just yelling to their pitcher.
Get out of the marmalade.
Yeah.
I mean, my German isn't as good as yours, but
Well, I'm native. That's
I was
easy.
about to say, you sound like a native. Whereas for me, I may have a German name, first and last name, but if you see my middle name, you'll know, oh wait, no, this guy is not German.
What is your middle name, Kai?
Buck.
Buck. Okay, Kai Buck.
Very,
Hambach. That's
very
nice.
American name. 0-1 pitch to Andrews, and he skies it foul, and it will go out of play.
I have a friend in the States. He's now one of the coaches for the Kansas State University, and his name is actually Cord Buck Taylor, but everybody calls him Buck because he doesn't like the name Cord. And whenever I write with him on Facebook, I say, hey, what's going on, Cord? Because I know he hates it. He just hates his first name.
Always good to have some fun and rib your friends.
Good times.
Runners still at first and second. Hoping Andrews can put something in play.
Another pickoff attempt over to Frick.
But Savage was back in time. Andrews just trying to find that right pitch, that right moment, and just pull it out of the infield. 0-2 pitch on the way, and that goes into the dirt. Rosen took a couple extra steps on his leadoff, but he has to go back to the bag at second. Awkward pitch from Keepa. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the way, and that misses low. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little shaky these last couple pitches. Just needs one more good pitch, and he can get out of this jam that he's put himself into.
Also nice work by Sam Huckley behind the plate, blocking the balls in the dirt with the runners on.
Time is called.
Yeah, they want to get on the same page with the signs. And I'm pretty sure they're going through a set of signs since there's a run on second.
2-2 pitch on the way, and that misses low. Full count.
The runners will take off.
Austrian bench showing some frustration, as Kiefer was ahead in the count 0-2. But those last 3 pitches have just missed the zone completely. So now the count is full.
Runners will go.
Rosen and Savage are going for it, and the 3-2 pitch is lifted into right, and a diving catch!
He's got it. Diving play by Ferdinand Overt in right field. Saves the day for Tobias Kiefer here in the third.
Saves the day, saves at least 1 run. If that went behind him, that would have been at least 2 runs. And Austria takes the 4-run lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. One more look at that, laying out for the grab and rolling over, but
He
kept
went
control.
all in on that.
He kept control of the ball and said, hey, look what I got. So Great Britain to take the field, still down by 4.
Best outfielders in Austria.
So Chi, I know you've been giving quite a few shout-outs over the course of the game. I think it's time for me to give one of my own. My dear mother, who is just retired from her teaching job, and she is listening in from the state of Maryland on the East Coast of the United States just after 6 in the morning. So thank you, Mom, for tuning in. I love you.
Hello, Kai's mom. I'm G.
Oh boy, I think my face just turned bright red.
That's all right.
Count now.
She can't see you.
Well, she did earlier. She told me that. Count now 0-2, make that 1-2 on Dominique Tallier, who walked back in the first inning. 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Austria as Tallier swings through strike 3, and the center fielder actually took off for first, thinking that the catcher Rosen dropped it, but he did not. So Tallier,
Yeah, he was out right away.
yeah, Tallier taking the slow, long walk back to the dugout, and now Austria going through their batting order for the 3rd time in this game. One more look. And yeah, Rosen took care of that. Didn't fall out of his hand. But you still have to give it up for Tallier. Just thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if he thought it's in the dirt, then he would look stupid if he didn't run.
Exactly.
Right. No harm done.
So 1 out for Moritz Scheiche, who homered back in first.
Tallier Sorry to interrupt, Kai, but
You're
he
good.
is still one of the best hitters for Team Austria in the tournament. He hit a grand slam against Croatia. That doesn't happen every day for Team Austria.
Doesn't happen every day for any team, really.
Right.
Count 2 balls and 1 strike on Shaika.
Great spot.
And Scheicher, a guy with 2 home runs in the tournament now for Team Austria. Hit one against Spain yesterday. Big blowout loss, 19-1.
2-2 pitch is grounded to the right side, and the first baseman takes care of that. 2 men gone for Austria. First time that the first 2 batters have both been retired for Team Austria.
Let's see if they get a man on base
Number 26.
here in the third.
So Joachim Frick grounded out last time, but walked and came around to score in the first. Comes up with 2 men down. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that catches the outside zone for strike 1. One pitch, and that's grounded foul to the right side. Frick hitting .375 against right-handers coming into the game.
Seems like the new pitcher for Team Great Britain, Ethan Solomon, has found his rhythm now.
One ball, 2 strikes, and time is called at the plate.
We see that twist jump move by Joachim Frick. He has done that all tournament, and he's doing that also in the Austrian League. That's a sign that he feels extremely comfortable in the box.
Well, he was a little too comfortable just
A little
watching
bit too much there.
watching that fastball go by for strike 3. So the Austrians go down 1-2-3 for the first time today, still with a 5-1 lead as we go to inning number 4.
Wir gehen ins 4. Inning. Great Britain is back in the offense.
So Great Britain comes up to the plate once again. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Great Britain 1, Austria 5 in this first classification game after pool play ended yesterday. And the first pitch to Brereton inside for ball 1. 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up for Team GB. One-0 pitch, and that's grounded right to the shortstop. And Huckel's throw over to first is in time. Second straight time that Brereton has grounded out in this game.
Nice routine play by Moritz Huckel over at shortstop. And if you've just tuned in, this will be one of only 2 games played in the tournament today.
Great
At
Britain,
the moment this is
number
5th
12,
against
the first
5th
baseman,
in Group A and B, and after that
Crosby.
at 3 p.m. we'll see Sweden against Team Croatia, and that will be place 6th against 6th of Group A and B.
So Alex Crosby up to the plate. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher matchup. 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's grounded over to second. Throw over to first, and that is safe.
Yeah,
The first baseman had a little bit of trouble. Frick came down with that awkward throw and tried to put the tag on Crosby, but Crosby was safe at first.
yeah, high throw by Moritz Scheiche here, and Frick had to jump.
And now getting ready.
Leaving the base.
Number 9,
Crosby safe.
Davison.
He had plenty of time on that throw. He could have just underhanded it from there. But instead, with the weird throw, Crosby is on first. And they will charge an error on that. That was the first error in the game, and Hockel's throw back to the pitcher goes all the way back to the shortstop.
Yeah, shaky play by Moritz Scheiche, but he will stay in the lineup because of his at-bats. That's for sure.
Davison gets underneath, but that goes behind the screen for strike one. As the sun comes out to play, making things a bit brighter here in Germany.
Yeah, there was a little drizzle of rain in the morning, but now it seems to clear up a little.
As Kiefer throws over to first to keep Crosby in check.
More and more people in attendance here in the Bonn Stadium, the Rheinaue.
You know, the Rhine River is about, if I had to just guesstimate, about 500 meters behind us.
Right. Beautiful facility here in the middle of the Rheinaue Park.
Absolutely. 2-1 pitch, and Davison swings and misses at that one. That was just a real tough swing at a real tough pitch. You know, if someone had a bat real strong enough, and if someone was really strong enough, if they wanted to hit a home run into the river, they would have to hit it over the left field fence. As strikeout throw over to second in time. So the strike him out, throw him out works to perfection for Team Austria. So the minimum number of batters come up for Great Britain. They put a man on, but he gets tagged trying to steal second. And Great Britain, nothing doing for them. Just 1 run through 4 innings of play. Austria still up 5-1.
So, wir sind jetzt im 4. Inning unten. Team Austria wieder in der
Bottom of the
Offense.
4th inning, Austria sending their 3, 4, and 5 hitters up to the plate. Last inning was the first time that Team Austria went down 1-2-3. Got 4 runs in the first, 1 run in the second. So things slowing down a bit for Austria after that wonderful first inning.
Here's Ferdinand Obert. He walked twice.
The 2-0 pitch was smoked right over the Austrian first base head. First base coach's head, excuse me.
Yeah, Owen Reed had to get out of the way here.
So Ethan Solomon back on the mound. 2-1 pitch, and that misses high. 3-1 now.
Yeah,
So
it's
Obed looking for his 3rd straight walk. Sorry about that.
no worries. This is a strike. Yeah, Ferdinand Obert is a threat with the bat. He's one of the best hitters in the Austrian league. So if he gets a hold of one, he can hit it, and we just seen it on the foul ball.
3-2 pitch, and Obed will not get his 3rd straight walk. In fact, he will go down swinging. Real tough swing.
Yeah, he got fooled here by that breaking ball by Ethan Solomon.
One more look at that breaking ball, and Obed just swinging right over it. Solomon doing excellent work. After Martinez gave up 4 runs, Solomon came in and has looked fairly strong against this Austrian team. Count now 1-1 on Solomon. Doubled and singled in the game, and he is now behind 1 ball and 2 strikes in the count. Swinging through that 1-1 pitch. Solomon's 1-2 pitch is grounded to the left side. Shortstop getting the ball, and the throw over to first in time. Crosby had to put the spinning tag on, and Solomon is down. And Austria now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. One more look at that.
Out on the tag was the call.
Yeah, good job by Savage to just say that's my ball. Could have been a potential conflict with Andrews, but Savage takes his time, calls off Andrews, and Hockel was hit by the pitch, the very first pitch of the at-bat, and he will take his base. So it goes over to hang out with Crosby and chat with his coach as we get a little bit of wind here in the booth. Coming from left field to right field. But the flags out behind center field showing the wind going from right to left. Perhaps we're just getting a weird direction. Runner at first, count 1-0 on Zimmerle. Takes the pitch high for ball 2. Take a look at that Union Jack as well as the Austrian flag to the left. 2-0 the count on Zimmerle. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Flew out to right in the first. Had the RBI single in the second. Zimmerle takes a called strike 1 on the green light pitch. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike on the man in white. 3-1 pitch on the way.
And he walks him.
So the second time in a row for Austria to get an easy pass to first. Huckel had the more painful one, getting hit by a pitch, but Zimmerla with the easier way, taking ball 4. So now runners on first and second for Austria, and that brings up Tobias Sharma, who has struck out swinging both times that he's come up to the plate.
Catcher Brett Rosen went out to his pitcher Ethan Solomon to get on the same page.
So Sharma lets ball 1 go low. A few clouds out to the west look like they're going to come to us. A little dark on the bottoms. And that's popped up. That's going to stay in the infield. Shortstop calls everybody off. And Austria put 2 men on base, but nobody can bring either one of them home. And the score stays 5-1 through 4 innings.
Abgelenkt und genervt von trockenen, juckenden Augen, nicht mit Purpursa, den innovativen Kapseln zur oralen Einnahme. Sei voll da, wenn's drauf ankommt. Erhältlich in Apotheken und unter shop.sanoctua.com.
So bottom of the order coming up for Team GB, Thomas, Rosen, and Klein. As we go to the 5th inning, Great Britain trailing by 4. Austria jumped out to a 4-0 lead with a great first inning where they batted around. The only run for Great Britain coming off Alex Crosby's bat, a solo home run in the 2nd inning. So Nate Thomas taking ball 1 outside.
And the Austrian starting pitcher Tobias Kiefer, 17 years old, will start his 5th inning of work here.
Count now 2-0. Kiefer allowing 4 hits, but has yet to walk anyone. Also had 3 strikeouts. Make it 4 actually. 3-0 pitch, and that's inside. That's the first walk that Kiefer has surrendered in the game.
Yeah, Kai, you just jinxed him.
What can we say? Broadcasters jinx.
Right.
If you choose to believe in that or not, that is up to you. But for anyone thinking that I'm doing this on purpose, just know I don't have any say in the outcome of the game. I didn't pay anybody. I don't interact with the umpires and say, like, here's €5. Call some more strikes on that guy.
Yeah.
I don't like him. No, I don't do that. I don't think anybody here does that either.
And according to the format, with the double elimination, this is still not a do or die situation for either team.
That's absolutely right. The winner of this game will go to the game where they decide who is in 9th and 10th place, and the loser will go to the 11th and 12th place game. As the runner goes, Nate Thomas is safe at second, and he's going to go to third, and he comes down sliding. He overslid the bag, actually had to reach back.
Nice throw by Dominik Talia over to third base from center, but just not in time.
One more look at that. Rosen thought about swinging, and the throw to second was way off target, and Thomas knew that he had a chance, and he took it. Overslid, as you can see, tried to keep that right foot on the bag, but had to lean back and put that right hand on the bag, and Zimmerle nearly tagged him out.
So the call by the Swedish umpire Tony Jones was absolutely correct, as we've seen in the replay.
1-2 pitch. Misses low, and the Austrian dugout waving at Kiefer, trying to give some waves of calmness. Think of the ocean. Soothing ocean. Runner on third, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that is grounded foul to the left side. Count stays at 2-2 for Brett Rosen. He singled last time up back in the 3rd inning. Rosen's ready, and here comes the 2-2. That is a high off-speed pitch. Count is now full on the British catcher. Skifa is ready and delivers the 3-2 that's grounded right to short.
Moritz Hackel on his knees.
Yep, and he picked it up. Didn't even need to wait for the bounce. Hackel very confident, very cool with that shot right at him. Saves a run, gets an out on the board. Austria still with a 4-run lead as we take another look at that line out. Hackel had to go down to his knees, but brought his glove up. That was right in his chest area. Hackel very comfortable doing that. And the first pitch to Richard Klein is called a strike one. He struck out looking. That was the first out of the 3rd inning. 0-1 pitch on the way. And he laid off. Check over at first, and yes, he did indeed lay off on the pitch. Count now 1-1. On the way, and Klein does not swing at that outside ball. 2-1 the count.
And Klein feels comfortable playing in Germany, as he calls the München Hard Disciples his home team in the Deutsche Bundesliga.
Two and one make it 2-2. The fastball finds the zone for strike 2. That Great Britain jersey looking as gray as that cloud behind right field. Get a little bit of sky towards the west as Klein swings through and gets a piece of that foul ball. Count still 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Klein looking to bring home Thomas from third. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's lifted, and that's going to go just out of the infield. The shortstop gets underneath of that. Hackel responsible for the out again, and Thomas has to stay at third.
Nice range by the shortstop Moritz Hackel, and he proves one more time why he's the Austrian national team starting shortstop.
Yep, Hackel initially had a misdirection on that run back but corrected himself with plenty of time. So now back to the top of the order for Team Great Britain. Will Savage, 1 for 2 in the game. As Thomas took a few extra steps at third. And goes back. You could hear those thundering steps behind the Austrian dugout. Possibly trying to get into Kiefer's mind. And now Thomas has to go back. As Kiefer needed a few extra seconds. And the throw home is low for ball 1.
But if you look at the body language by Tobias Kiefer, although he's only 17 years old, he looks very comfortable and relaxed. And until now, everything is in control, despite the one home run that he gave up.
1-1 pitch is grounded to short, and the throw over to first, and Hackel's throw is in time.
Yeah, Moritz Hackel makes the inning himself, gets all of the 3 outs needed.
Line out, pop out, and now a ground out, and the Brits are unable to bring the man home from third. Still a 5-1 game as we go to the bottom of the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th inning we go. 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Austria. Hackel, Talier, and Scheicher.
Leading off Moritz Hackel, who just completed an entire defensive inning by himself, making all 3 outs.
And Hackel was showing bunt. And he actually leaned out of the batter's box to try to lay down that bunt. So he's charged with a strike. And he keeps the bat back this time for ball 1. Austria 5, Great Britain 1 in the bottom of the 5th. And Hackel did not swing at that pitch. In fact, actually, let me say he did. 1-2 pitch, and that missed low. 2-2 the count now, as the sun has come out and really brightened things up.
Yeah, it will be on and off, sunny and cloudy throughout the day. Hopefully no further rain.
2-2 pitch on the way, and that's outside. Full count now on the leadoff man.
We had a lot of rain here at the Rheinauer starting the tournament last weekend. Some rain delays. One suspended game actually. And he rings him up.
Yep, Hackel not offering anything on that inside pitch.
He actually thought he walked and dropped the bat. But Umplate umpire Thorsten Olof called the strike.
Take another look at that strikeout. That was pretty far inside. But the umpire just saying, no, that was strike 3. So now the final man in the order, Dominique Talier, hitting .333 in the tournament. Walked and struck out so far today. And he gets underneath the second pitch of the at-bat, very shallow center field.
Parachute fly ball.
Yep, and Nate Thomas got under that for out number 2. Solomon doing very well since he's come in.
That's his 4th inning of work after taking the mound from Ray Martinez.
He has retired 9 of the previous 11 batters. Just wanted to double check before I said anything. And the 1-0 pitch, and Scheicher misses that.
Yeah, big cut by Moritz Scheicher, but it was low.
Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And Scheicher takes a called strike 2. This is the 4th time that Austria is going through its batting order. Scheicher got the party started with a leadoff home run in the 1st. And Scheicher, that's a slow dribbler to 3rd, and he's got it. He is on base with an infield single.
Safe, says first base umpire Winfried Bergwens.
And I believe that he was safe by at least 1 or 2 steps.
Yeah, he's
Just a
quick.
good set of wheels.
He's quick.
One more look, and that was just a very slow dribbler that was going to stay fair. Andrews with the throw, but that was just a well-placed infield single. Nothing that Andrews could really do about that. So checking back on Scheicher, who is safe at first. And that pickoff attempt, that brings up Joachim Frick. First baseman has reached once, and Scheicher has to dive back in to keep this 5th inning going.
And again, we see Joachim Frick with his twist jump move. Last time it didn't work too well.
Yeah, he struck out looking on 4 pitches. And Frick gets into the first pitch, but foul.
As we see Team Croatia approaching the stands. They have the game later on to take on Team Sweden.
Might as well take in some extra baseball while you're here. See how your potential opponent does. Well, one of these teams will be their opponent.
And if you're in the Solingen area, baseball is played here until Sunday night, so come out and watch some games.
0-1 count now, 0-2 after another foul ball. Frick fouling the first two pitches of the at-bat as the flags in the outfield wave a little bit more. You could hear the rope hitting the pole as the 0-2 pitch goes low, and Rosen could not get the throw in time as Scheicher moves over to second. Rosen not even offering a throw in this situation.
So again, Team Austria has a runner in scoring position.
1-2 pitch, and that's fouled to the first base side. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes still on Joachim Frick. Ethan Solomon gets the sign. Decides he needs some extra time. Got a runner at second. You want to keep Austria off the board as much as you can. Already put up 5. 1-2 pitch, and that's another foul ball. So even though Solomon was taking his time,
And he's asking his catcher Brad Rosen up to have a little chat so they get on the same page again.
Heads up. Keep your eyes on the ball.
Yeah, Solomon having a little bit of trouble in this at-bat. Having a runner go from first to second on the stolen base. And Frick working, and he gets hit by the pitch, and you can hear the contact up here. That has to hurt.
Yeah, he got him good in the shoulder blade. Yes.
Take another look at that. Yeah, that
Turn
hit him.
away. Ow. Don't rub it.
Apply pressure if you want, but don't rub it. That's just not good. So now Austria with 2 men on, 1 at first, 1 on second. And Ferdinand Obed up to the dish, and he takes the first pitch, but it's snagged at second by Richard Klein before it could go into the outfield. So a great job by Richard Klein to save a run, and Austria leaves 2 men on, but they still have a 4-run lead going into the 6th inning.
Serena. In den Handschuh von Dominic Talia im Centerfield. Das erste aus. And now batting the third baseman, number 16, Ben Andrews. Ein hoher weiter Ball ins Centerfield, auf der gefangen von Dominic Talia zum zweiten Aus.
Cyklistisch MD MD1 znamená, že není. Mám tam MD1.
Und nun an der Platte der Leftfielder, Number 10, Richard Brereton. Nach das dritte aus. Team Österreich wieder in der Offensive am Schlag, der DH Number 32, Benjamin Salzmann. Für Benjamin Salzmann safe am ersten Base. Und nun am Schlag der Catcher, Number 29, Nummer 29, Samuel Hackel. Und für Österreich nun am Schlag der Third Baseman Nummer 23, Number 23, Felix Zimmerle. Achtung, Achtung. Pitch. Der in Starting Position vor auf das zweite Base. Und das war Strike Nummer 3 gegen Felix Zimmerle. Und für Österreich nun am Schlag der Leftfielder Nummer 14, Number 14, Tobias Sharma. Und Great Britain nahm das dritte aus. An First Base ist live bei Spiel 5:1. Great Britain geht wieder in die Offense und los geht's mit dem First Baseman Number 12, Alex Crosby. Achtung. Für Team Austria nun auf dem Hügel die Nummer 32, Benjamin Salzmann. Right to second base. Entscheider dann den Wurf zu Joachim Frick zum ersten Aus. And now batting for Team Great Britain, the DH number 9, Gary Davison.
Just in the...
Und Gary Davison safe am ersten Base. One down, runner on first. And now batting for Team Great Britain, the center fielder, number 2, Nathan Thomas.
Clear and battle.
Austrischer spielt zu Joachim Frick zum zweiten Aus. Runner in scoring position auf dem zweiten Base. And now batting for Team Great Britain, the catcher, number 15, Brett Rosen. Achtung, Achtung. Brett Rosen got hit by the ball, hit by pitch. Runner on first and second base. 2 outs, and now batting for Team Great Britain, the second baseman, number 13, Richard Klein. wirklich schönes Play. Einmal muss der Mobile Tackle noch abwarten, dass der Läufer vorbei ist, den Ball nicht aus dem Auge verlieren. Fängt den Ball und macht das aus zum dritten Aus. Es bleibt beim Spielstand Austria 5, Great Britain 1.
So now to the bottom of the 7th inning we go. 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Austria. Hackel, Thalia, and Scheicher. Hackel reached base once, but has struck out swinging and struck out looking.
But he has put on a great game so far on defense. Nice plays all the way around.
That he has, and the first pitch in the bottom of the 7th is high and tight for ball 1. Austria still with that 5-1 lead. That has been the score since the end of the 2nd inning.
Kai, I wish we had a radar gun here so we could tell how hard Greg Hendricks throws, because it looks hard from here.
1-1 pitch, and yeah, that was a really hard fastball. And Hackel swung through that for strike 2. Greg Hendricks coming in with a 6.75 ERA and has been charged with 1 loss in his 1 appearance, but that was a good start in his 2nd appearance, getting Hockel to swing through strike 3.
Ersten aus. One down.
A little bit
and
more
now batting the center
stats
fielder,
about
Dominic
Greg Hendricks.
Pania.
He has thrown 2.2 innings, given up 2 hits, and 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks, and he has struck out 2, and one of those hits that he gave up was a home run as Talir tried to bunt the first pitch, but the bunt goes way behind into the screen. Count now, no balls and 1 strike on Austria's number 8. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that's
Breaks his bat.
broken bat, grounded over to 3rd, and the throw over to 1st is in time. Ben Andrews in the right place at the right time for out number 2.
Base, das war das zweite Aus.
So now to the top of the order we go again, the 5th time that we will go through the Austrian batting order. So Moritz Scheicher, who had the home run to get the scoring started in this game. He's also flown out to center, grounded to 1st, and has singled. Austria still with that 5-1 lead over Great Britain, as Scheicher takes a called strike 1. Scheicher came into today with 6 hits in 9 at-bats.
Yeah, offensively, he has a fantastic tournament.
As Scheicher awaits the 0-2, and that whizzed by his head for ball number 1.
Seems like Greg Hendricks wants to shy him away from the plate.
Take another look. That one as he, whoa, hello. That's one
Wicked
way to
call.
say hello. 1-2 pitches grounded back to the pitcher. The throw over to 1st in plenty of time. Austria goes down 1-2-3 to end the 7th, but they still lead 5-1 after 7 innings.
The hill for one more inning. More and more people here in attendance as we see checkered flags in the crowd.
You know, I was once in Zagreb, and I actually took a one of those free tours, and I think that someone said that the reason that their flag has checkers on it is actually about chess. If I'm remembering that correctly, if a Croatian wants to come in and tell me what it really is, please tell me, because I can certainly be wrong about that. I mean, that was over 3 years ago when I was last in Croatia. Beautiful, beautiful beaches. And I'm not a beach person. So we go to the top of the lineup for Great Britain. Savage up to the plate again. 1 for 3 with a single.
But if a Croatian told you the story, it might as well be correct. But we also see some Union Jacks, of course, here alongside the British dugout.
2-1 the count on the British shortstop. And the 2-1 becomes a 3-1 as Salzman misses low. The 3-1 just touches the inside part of the zone for strike 2. Full count now on Will Savage. Number 18 looking for another hit, and he can't get it there. Can't keep that one in play. Comes to a rest right on the line in left. So the count is still 3-2 on Will Savage, and here it comes. And Savage goes golfing and lifts that ball to center. And Talir gets underneath that for out 1.
Another routine play for the center fielder, Dominic Talir.
Yeah, just needed a few steps to get that catch.
And I love the way Talir plays. He always makes everything look so easy.
So that brings up Jordan Serena, the right fielder, who is 0 for 3 in the game. 1 strikeout and has flown out to Talir 2 times. The 1-0 pitch is taken to the right side. This time Talir will not be responsible for the out.
As Ferdinand Obed is under it.
That's right. It's Obed's turn to get Serena out. And just like that, Great Britain send 2 men up, and both men go down. Great Britain running out of outs to work with if they want to come back in this game.
Number 16, Ben Andrews.
One more look at that lazy fly ball. Obed was just right there, just needed a couple steps to his left to get the second out of the top of the 8th. So now that brings up Ben Andrews, who is also 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. First 2 pitches missing the zone, count 2-0. Andrews takes ball 3 as the 2-0 goes high.
I like the logo on the British jersey. Is that a viper? Have you seen it close?
No, that's a lion. Like almost
Still
every,
looks cool.
like all the logos for the British teams involve lions, as Andrews reaches base on a 4-pitch walk. Like the, just to make certain that everybody knows which sport I'm talking about, the soccer team is known as the Three Lions. Actually, the English rugby team, I was thinking that it would be everybody would be a lion, but actually I think English rugby is a rose. But I know that the English cricket team has at least 1 lion as a part of their logo.
That's interesting.
I mean, I was watching a little bit of the Ashes last month. I spent some time in Newcastle for the World Transplant Games, as the count goes to 1-1 on Richard Brereton.
For you being American, Kai, you know a lot about Europe, man.
I've been here for a few years.
You know.
If I lived here for a little while and I didn't know what was going on, did I really live here?
That's right. That's correct.
Got to pay attention to what's going on around us. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now on Brereton, who is set and takes a called strike 3 low. Ball 3, not strike 3. Ball 3 low. 3 balls and 1 strike the count. Brereton has not taken any pitch out of the infield, and he does right there, right up the middle, and that is his first hit of the day after grounding out 3 times.
Yeah, the middle infielders have to let that one go because it was right over second base. Base hit for Brereton. And Sam Huckle walks out to his pitcher. Have a little word. And here comes head coach Hiro Sakanashi.
And it looks like he is going to take the ball. And that's going to do it for Salzmann's time on the mound. So we'll see what happens with the pitching change when we come back.
Der neue Mann kommt von Short, hat den Handschuh gewechselt. Moritz Hackel, soweit ich das von hier oben beurteilen kann, geht auf den Hügel. Wir haben immer noch den Spielstand 5:1 und mein Kollege an der Musik macht das ja schön.
So we got a triple change for the Austrian infield. So Benjamin Salzmann goes from the pitcher's mound to second base. Moritz Hackel goes from short to the pitcher's mound, and Scheike moves from second over to short. Hope you got all that. So just taking a look at Salzmann's line, he went 1 2/3 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 walk, did not strike out anybody, and hit 1 batter. So now Crosby gets into the first pitch, all the way back to center, and Talir takes care of business, and no danger, no threat to the board. Even though Great Britain put 2 men on, they can't bring either one of them home. The score is still Austria 5, Great Britain 1.
So, und wir sind im 8. Inning unten, Team Austria wieder in der Offense und los geht's mit dem First Baseman, Number 26, Joachim
Fox.
Frick.
Frick, Obed, and Salzmann coming up for Team Austria here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Frick has done something different every time that he has come up to the plate. Swings through the first pitch. He walked and came around to score in the first, grounded out to first in the second, struck out looking in the third, and was hit by a pitch in the 5th.
Light overcast here now in Bonn with a little spray of rain on the field. Very light though.
Count now 1-1 on the Austrian first baseman. In this first classification game, after pool play in the 2019 European Baseball Championships. Neither Austria nor Great Britain will be playing in the quarterfinals, which start tomorrow. 1-1 pitch is taken to left. And will that stay in fair territory? No, it will not, but it was grabbed.
By the shortstop, Will Savage.
Yeah,
He
that
went
was-
all the way out there.
That was an excellent play by Will Savage. We couldn't see it from our vantage points down the third base line. Let's take another look and see if the cameras got that one, as that was just a foul ball.
You see Savage going all the way out there.
Yeah, still going, and reaching out for it.
Yeah, and calling away his third baseman because he had the better angle.
So great job from Savage to get Frick to take his seat. So now Obed coming up, walked twice, struck out and lined out. The 0-1 taken outside for ball one. Unfortunately, our official feed for live stats has stopped in the top of the 7th. So we can't bring you the total number of pitches, at least in that aspect. But we do have our scorecards with us, so we'll be able to tell you exactly what each player did. Earlier in the game, 1-2 pitch grounded to second. A great job to keep that in the infield.
But Ferdinand Obert is quick and he's safe on first. As the second baseman, Richard Klein, cannot get the ball over there in time. Nice play though by Klein.
Yeah, that was a great job to lay out for that one. Look at the replay. That looked like that should have squirted into the outfield, but Klein, that one last step, that one last dive, and he grabbed it, but his throw was not in time. So runner on first for Salzmann, the now second baseman, started off as the designated hitter, then became a pitcher for 1 2/3 innings, but is now at second, still in the infield though. As Obed watches Salzmann.
Yeah, he checks his
through it.
swing, but it's called a strike. Yeah, so they want to keep Salzmann in the lineup because of his strong bat, and he's the regular second baseman anyway.
Count now 1-1 on Salzmann. Austria still up 5-1, has been that way since the end of the second inning. And Salzmann smacks it foul.
This could land on the other field in Bonn because the fields are so close to each other. Maybe like 20 meters apart.
So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the second baseman. As the Austrian team making a little bit of noise right in front of us. as Salzmann takes ball 2. Runner at first. 1 man down for Austria here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the umpire says Salzmann called time, and he grants time. So Salzmann just readjusting himself and gets back into the box. 2-2 pitch, actually a pickoff attempt over at first just to keep Obed honest. So the count's still 2-2 on Salzmann.
Yeah, Team Austria for sure want to add on.
You can get the insurance
Their
any way
score.
you can, and look at that go all the way to center. Will it go? No, it will not, but it could not be handled by Nate Thomas. And the throw back in, and Salzmann is at second. Obed is over at third. Critical moment there for Salzmann. That was just a long fly ball that just would keep going and going.
And Nate Thomas crushed into the fence, trying to get that ball back. And the Austrian dugout fired up in front of us.
Well, fortunately for Thomas, that ball didn't carry away from him after careening off the wall. That was just a very difficult play for Thomas, who had to keep going back further and further and further. That ball just kept on going and going and going.
And that's the deepest part of the ballpark. So they put him on. Intentional base on balls for Sam Huckel.
So now the bases are loaded.
They put him on in order to get it, the first play intact.
So now there is a play at every base, even home plate. And here comes Felix Zimmerle.
That's the second intentional base on balls for Sam Huckel in this tournament. And he hit a three-run home run against Croatia.
And the ball goes behind the catcher, and everybody moves up a base. Obed comes home, Salzmann over to third, and Huckel over to second. And Austria extend their lead. They now lead 6-1 as Roloff cleans off home plate after that wild pitch.
And catcher Brad Rosen went out to tap his pitcher, Greg Hendricks, on the back. Said, come on, let's get over this.
But still 2 runners in scoring position for Zimmerle. Austria leads 6-1, and Zimmerle calls time. Very cloudy day here in Bonn. Sometimes the sun likes to come out and make things very, very bright, as the 1-0 is a called strike 1. Austria hungry for some more runs. They'll take as many runs as they can get.
Yeah, they need some insurance for the last inning.
You can never have too much.
Because Team GB is able to put the ball over the fence. They have proven that in the tournament.
Curveball swing and a miss. Strike 2 now on Zimmerle. Just 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Austria still leads by 5. Here comes the 1-2. And that's in the dirt.
Nice block by the catcher Brad Rosen.
I was just about to say that.
Yes, a runner at third.
So now Rosen going out to check on Hendricks. His pitching not as cool as Jimi Hendrix.
As Jimi Hendrix plays the guitar.
Yes, as he did play the guitar.
Yeah, sorry.
Ah, it's no worries. light that guitar on fire, sometimes break it. And he played that national anthem at Woodstock. Still considered one of the greatest guitar solos in all of music history.
Oh, for sure.
Still 50 years later. 2-2 pitch, and Zimmerle gets a piece of that and stays alive. You know, this year is actually the 50th anniversary of that Woodstock music festival.
Right, right.
Everybody was thinking, oh, let's have like a massive party about that. And bring it back to where Woodstock originally occurred, and then that fell through, and then they thought, well, let's bring it to Merriweather Post Pavilion. That's very close to where I grew up out in Maryland, and then they went, wait, that's really not a good idea. And so no 50th anniversary of Woodstock. We've had some anniversaries of Woodstock back in the 90s, which just turned into utter chaos. 2-2 pitch, and that's grounded right into the Austrian dugout. Thank goodness for the padding. Otherwise, that could have gone wild and crazy down underneath of us. Count still at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Zimmerle. Waits for his pitch, and Rosen goes down on one knee for that outside ball. Count now 3-2. What you looking at there, Chi?
I think if Felix Zimmerle will get on, there will be a pinch hitter.
Yeah, you're looking at that Austrian dugout very intently. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Hendricks not happy with the sign, so he calls up his catcher again.
Rosen gives him the sportsman's pat on the back. And he takes his spot back behind home plate. And Zimmerle gets ready for the 3-2. Rosen back on that left knee again, and Zimmerle swings through strike 3. So Austria down to their final out.
Pinch hitter
on
now
offense.
for Austria, number 49, Julio Diaz. He played third base yesterday and has been the DH in previous games, as the manager comes out to talk to Greg Hendricks.
Some of the Austrian players cheering him on right in front of us. So Sharma went 0 for 4 today. Now Diaz taking Sharma's place.
Julio Diaz, player on the Vienna Wanderers. He's born in the Dominican Republic. He has never played professional baseball, but lives in Austria for 20 years now. And earlier in the year, he became Austrian citizen. He has his family in Vienna, 2 kids.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning as the pitch goes up tight on Diaz.
And Diaz has had the biggest smile on his face when he was wearing the Austrian jersey for the first time. So he's very proud of that jersey and representing Austria here in the tournament.
1 ball, no strikes. And 2 runners on for Diaz as he fouls off the 1-0 into the screen. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Julio awaiting the next offering from Hendricks. Don't see anybody working in the Team GB bullpen. So it looks like Hendricks is going to have to do this all on his own.
If you look up the official stats, you find Julio Rojas because he has His full name is actually Julio Antonio Rojas Diaz, but he's known as Julio Diaz in our league, so I think the officials call him Rojas. And I played with him in my last year, and I played around 8 years with him, but my last year was 2009 in the Austrian league. He has been around for a while at that time. As we hear the stadium announcer yelling Achtung, Achtung for any fly ball that leaves the field. So they want to make sure that nobody gets hurt with a foul ball.
Achtung meaning look out, watch out. Austria 6, Great Britain 1, 2-2 count on Diaz, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runners in scoring position. So Hendricks is ready. And Diaz lets the 2-2 fall into the dirt. Full count to Mr. Diaz, wearing number 49. Austrian team very supportive of Diaz. And the 3-2 is on the way, and that hit him.
Julio Diaz is hit by the pitch on the 3-2 count to load the bases.
And now the bases are loaded. And just for our listeners, you might have to hear Chi calling the rest of the game by himself fairly soon, as I might have to leave pretty quickly to go to work. My work is at a radio station just down the ways, just outside the park. My work is about a 15-20 minute walk, and my shift starts at 2:15 p.m. and we are just a couple minutes away from 2 p.m. But right now the bases are loaded for Moritz Hackl. In case you're wondering if I'm allowed to leave the broadcast, yes, I did get permission from our boss.
And we've just seen Julio Diaz being replaced with a pinch runner. That's number 30, Richard Alzinger. Richard Alzinger, player on the Vienna Metro Stars.
So 1-0 the count on Hackl, the shortstop, who takes the 1-0, and it's going to stay in the infield. Who's going to call it? And it's going to be the first baseman, and that's Crosby, who takes care of business. Austria puts 3 men on. The bases are loaded. They get 1 run across the plate, but no more. So Austria leads by 5 going into inning number 9.
Top of the 9th inning. Team Austria taking the field. Moritz Hackl taking the mound again. And Kai, you said you have to leave for work. It was a pleasure working with you.
Right
I hope
back
I
at
see
ya.
you one more time later in the tournament. This goes on until Sunday.
Well, I'll be here tomorrow and Sunday, both early games. Hopefully, the early game tomorrow, the first quarterfinal, can finish in time so that I can be here for the entire game. But until then, everybody, thank you so much. See you later, guys.
Thank you for being with us, Kai. Thank you. Ciao. As we see number 9, Gary Davison taking a plate, designated hitter for Team Great Britain. 6-1 the lead for Team Austria. Here comes the pitch. Called strike by home plate umpire Thorsten Roloff. Moritz Hackel gets set. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 down. Moritz Hackel struck out Gary Davison. Next up, Nate Thomas, the center fielder. He reached base once on a base on balls. Light overcast here, top of the 9th inning, and a light spray of rain on field 1 here, the Rheinauer Stadium in Bonn. First pitch is a strike called. I want to take the opportunity to give a quick shout out to my friend Alyosha Farasat in New York. He's watching the feed. As we see rain coming down a little harder now, but still partly cloudy, partly sunny. 1 down, top of the 9th inning. Here comes the pitch. That's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count now for Nate Thomas. Moritz Hackel gets set. He delivers, and this one is lined into right field. Nice diving play by Ferdinand Obert. He made a full layout dive earlier in the game, and this one was like sliding in on the knee. Great play, 2 down. Team Austria leading 6-1 here in the 9th. Next up, number 15, the catcher, Brett Rosen. He had a single, a line-up drive out, and a hit by pitch so far in the game. Hackel delivers first pitch high. And everybody in either dugouts is on their feet. Here comes the second pitch. That's called a strike. Just over the inside corner of the plate. Next pitch by Moritz Hackel. That's low. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count now on Brett Rosen. I'm going to give a shout out to my co-commentator Tim Collins, watching our feed right now. They will check first base umpire Winfried Bergwijn says no, he didn't go. 3 balls, 1 strike now, the count on Brett Rosen. Here comes the pitch. Called strike. Moritz Hackel delivers. Gets away from the catcher, Sam Hackel. And Brett Rosen takes the base on balls. So, top of the 9th inning. Team GB has a runner on base with 2 outs. They have a pinch hitter now. Number 14, Michael Atsui, 37-year-old veteran, plays in the Deutsche Bundesliga for the Berlin Flamingos. Hit over to the first man, Joachim Frick, and he gets out himself. That ends the inning, that ends the ball game. Team Austria wins 6-1 over the team from Great Britain. A nice relief for Team Austria, but due to the double elimination system here in the tournament, they will have 2, maybe 3 more games that will decide tomorrow. My name's Georg Kellner. Kai Dambach had to leave early from the broadcast since he has to go to work. And if you tune in back again at 3 p.m., Team Sweden will take on Team Croatia. I will be your host for the entire game of that. And that's it from today. As we see the team from Great Britain and Team Austria high-fiving each other. Great game, interesting game. And Team Austria takes a 6-1 win over the team from the United Kingdom. We'll be back here at 3 p.m. See you guys later. Thank you. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Servus.
We are here with winning pitcher Tobias Kiefer. Toby, you had a stellar performance today on the mound, 6 innings, just 1 earned run. What do you say about your performance today?
I think it was good, and it's just super cool to play with those guys. You know, they're older, they know a lot more, and just to be a part of that team, it's just super cool. And I think I did great out there.
So also your offense did a good job producing a lot of runs in the first and second inning. Did that make the job easier for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was super key that they scored first 2 innings. I've just felt so much more confident out there. Just know I can throw my pitches and the defense will make the plays. And even if they have a hit or score 1, I don't have to worry about it. We just have insurance runs, and that was super cool.
So Austria won the first game in the relegation system now. Big relief for the team, I guess. How will Team Austria go into the game tomorrow?
So we'll go in with the same energy as today. I think we did super great. The bench was super into it, and we'll just do the same thing tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 wins, and that will be super cool.
Do we know who's the starting pitcher for tomorrow already?
Yes, we have Christian Tomsik on the mound, so we're pretty confident.
Now, a personal question. You moved over to the States now to play high school baseball there. You just started off a few weeks ago. How's your first experience over there?
Well, I went there a month ago, and it's been super fun so far. Practice has started already. The team is super cool. The school is super nice. Everybody's super nice. I think it's just super cool. The experience is super cool.
Toby, congrats to this win. Congratulations also to your personal performance. Thank you for the interview, and have a good rest.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you in the next game. Bueno.